Oh, wow. We were on the Nike site earlier on stream, and so now I'm just getting bombarded with ads. Anyway, so here we are. We are going to predict the Premier League table. I'm gonna keep it in order. So it will be like it'll be one, two, three, four, whatever. But we're gonna create this list. Let's go. Should we go up, down, or down, up? I'm gonna go up, down. Okay, I'm gonna go up, down. We are gonna place our Premier League predictions right now. So I do have a Discord in the link in my bio. I fixed it to say OnlyFans. So if you want to click on my OnlyFans, it is a Discord. Just kidding. But anyway, I'm gonna place my prediction on there, and then if anybody would like to join, place your prediction there, and then yeah, we'll go from there. But for now, I'm gonna place our predictions, and let's start with the champions. Who do I think is gonna be champions? Now there's probably like two real teams, maybe a third, that's gonna be like up there. That's gonna be in real contention to start. And it's either gonna be Arsenal or City. I don't think that there's any other team really. I know it's kind of cheap. Obviously that's 1 and 2 from last season. But unlike Liverpool in the past, um, they they have strengthened so well in the summer. Um, and I think that they could use this opportunity to grow. They're a very, very young squad. They've gotten some depth. They've gotten some talent. Obviously, Declan Rice, Timber, Raya, which is, if it's questionable, that's fine. But they got insane depth, goalie. Anyway, so who do we got? It hurts my heart. It really hurts my heart. I think it's Manchester City. I think they're gonna end up champions. Um, it's the worst. It's the worst of all worlds. But and I know that there is some kind of like hesitation because they won the treble, and so now it's like, will they kind of rest on their laurels? Will they kind of have like that trophy hangover? I think Pep Guardiola is just too psychotic to let them drop. I don't think that there's a way in which he lets them drop. I don't think if somebody starts to drop, he'll switch them. And I don't think even Kevin De Bruyne is exempt. We saw that like mid-ish season where it was like he was getting dropped. He wasn't starting, and he's the best player. They've lost significant depth, but I think that they still have enough, and they're still making rumblings about making signings. So I think it's Manchester City. I really wish it wasn't. Like that is the only thing is I really really wish it wasn't, but I think it is. Anyway, number 2 is going to be none other. Obviously, if they're not going to be champs, I think that there's one more year of heartbreak. Hopefully, it isn't heartbreak in the sense that they got it last year, whereas they were up the entire season and then they, let's face it, they choked. They choked at the end. They couldn't bring it to the finish line. But yeah, I think if they're not 1, they're 2. The only thing now is who's going to be 3. A lot of hesitation, a lot of hopes, a lot of dreams. But I think it's Liverpool. I think Liverpool are 3. I think that they'll make one more signing. They are rebuilding their squad. They will need a defensive upgrade at some point, a center back, maybe a right back. Just depending on how the season goes. But I think that Jurgen Klopp was onto something towards the end of the last season. If they can tidy it up and if they can hit that form right away, just being very, very, very much underdogs, hopefully that they can turn it around. Again, if you want to say hope on my end or like a little bit of bias, I understand. But that's my call. Okay. Now, who's going to be, so that's 1, 2, 3. Who is going to be the last Champions League team? So here's my only reservation is I think that there's a team, this next team, that was like, if not explicit, should have been explicit and explicitly targeted for the time wasting. But I think that they'll overcome it. They've made really smart signings. Welcome, Newcastle. Now, do they have the depth? They are going to be facing a war on two fronts. But I think that they've made good signings, and defense is kind of just travels. Eddie Howe has them well regimented, so I think that they'll be fine, and that's where they'll end up. And again, I'm gonna keep it true. I don't know if you can add somebody else. Oh yeah, you can. Okay, so technically, I guess on this chart you can, but I'm gonna keep it true, and I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4 is what I have right now. And let's see who we got at 5th. So that's Champions League too, which is crazy. Obviously these 4. This is where it starts getting risky. I'm going to go Chelsea. I think that they will have renewed confidence, and without being run, just kind of like whatever. I don't think Graham Potter had enough to do with the squad. I think they got rid of a lot of, I don't want to say dead weight, but I think their squad was way too big anyway, just empirically. Like, it was just too big. But players that, weren't going to get or see game time and are just kind of trying to get the train back on the track. They have a lot of talent, so I think that that's where they'll be. And bringing up 6th, I think I think Ten Hag will struggle a bit. I don't know how they're gonna do defensively. They're losing Harry Maguire, which I know is probably a blessing, but now they have Onana and they have Mason Mount, which I don't think is a difference maker. If they can get some other signings over the line, then like if they can get Amrabat, I think that there is still potential for them to jump even Newcastle. But since those signings aren't made as of right now, that's where I have them. They're losing Fred. They're probably going to lose McTominay. Which, again, these aren't like big crucial guys, but at the same time, they kind of help keep the structure you had. They know the system. They can put in a shift. So, again, it's going to be interesting. Now, I got to do one. No. Okay. Now, Europa Conference, I think. See, that's going to be interesting. I'm going to go Aston Villa. I really like their signings. I like what they're doing. Unai Emery's a solid coach. Yeah, I like what they're doing, and I think that they'll be right there. All right, now moving on. So we got higher mid table. I always respect Brentford. I'm gonna put them there. Who else do we got? Bournemouth. Do we go them or do we go? I don't know that Burnley will make enough noise. What's going to be really, really interesting as well is that Brighton are going to get just picked and poked, and they're going to have Europe. So their squad's getting thinner. Their games are getting increased. So I think it just makes it tough for them. I respect Nottingham Forest. I think that they'll be fine. I think they signed 80 players last season. So they've had time to gel. They've had time to work. I think that they'll be fine. Crystal Palace, I think, will be there. And having said that, they do have still quality, so I think that they'll be fine as well. Lower mid. Oh man, this is no respect to Tottenham. That's crazy. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I did forget about them. Okay, I'm gonna keep all what I said. I'm gonna put them there, and I'm gonna have Tottenham right here. Okay, I'm gonna have Tottenham there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, I guess I could keep them there. Yeah, that's true. All right. Keeping them there. This one we'll kind of see. This one, now I'm going to just go from relegation up. Honestly, I just don't like the moves that they've made. And I don't know how. I know this is harsh too. I'll just do this one quick. I know it's harsh. I really do. But Luton Town, I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough. So I think that they'll be relegated. I know that they'll be away, but it's just very weird at this club right now. I'm going to go Wolves. I think that they get relegated. And who else we got? Is it going to be cheap if we go just Sheffield? I mean, I know Everton Everton pretty much skated last season. No, I just don't see it. Bournemouth. I think it's always tough. I think it's always tough for when teams join the Premier League. I hate to do it. Sheffield. I think Sheffield go back down. And then these will just go right here. Slot them in. Should we give them an order here? I'm actually fine with this order. Fulham, I think, are going to be a bit of a mess with the whole situation about their striker potentially, not playing anymore for them. Willian's gone, who just brought on still somehow pace and Premier League experience. West Ham, I think everybody's just pissed at West Ham. That's true though. They got my boy. They got my boy Edson Alvarez. I'll give him more respect in terms of being a little bit safer. Everton, I think, will continue to make investment. But I just don't. No, yeah. I wanted to. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm actually going to go right here with it. Boom. Okay, there it is. Boom. Premier League table. Done and dusted. I'm going to save it, like I said, and put it on the Discord. But that is going to be my prediction. Do we even need to predict who the Golden Boot winner will be? Can we just write in Haaland and move on with our lives? I think it's gonna be him. Let me see what player of the year will probably be if it's City champions. I think it'll be Haaland as well. Golden Glove will probably be. Ooh. I think it'll be Nick Pope. I think that they're going to be really, really stingy with goals. They were last season. Somehow Man U got it. David De Gea got it. But I think it'll be Nick Pope this time around. So I think it'll be Nick Pope that takes that. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But that's my lineup. Let me know. Zero ball knowledge or not. That's the Premier League table as prediction. And I'm gonna use this as well. We'll review, come back to it in the winter window, and maybe redo it or tweak it or see if we like it when that transfer window closes. Because I don't want to do it while it's open. I know this one's while it's open, but the season's starting and we're too excited. So that's who I got. I got City champions. That's my top four: Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle. Europa is Chelsea, Man U. I think they get back. Relegated Luton, Wolves, and Sheffield United. Let me know what you think.